let's learn padded satin stitch. I've got 3 strands of thread. I've just tied a knot in the end and trimmed off the excess. So I've got my shape here, which is just a little square. And what we're going to do is we are going to stitch satin stitch over the top, but before we do that, we're just going to put a little bit of stitching in here. So padded satin is stitched in a very similar way. You just need to do this bit first. Okay, so I'm just going to put very randomly a lot of straight stitches. I'm staying within the lines of the shape, just building them up. I like to do a completely flat layer first, so where none of the stitches are actually overlapping, and then I'll build them on top a little bit more after that. So just fill in these gaps. Nearly there. There we go. It's a good idea to get right to the edge without touching, just because then you'll get that nice padded effect. Okay, so now I'm going to start just doing some stitches over the top of these ones. So you can see that that's building up nicely. If you're wondering why I'm stitching fairly quickly, it's because the sun is setting here. And I'm about to lose the light, and I really want to get this video done before it's gone. The joys of a British winter, hey? Anyway, I always prefer filming in natural light. It's just nicer. Personally, I like to be able to see what I'm doing. Anyway, let's get one more stitch here and then we'll start doing the satin over the top. Oh, actually, no, let's put another one in there because there's a gap. There we go. Ta-da! So now we've got all of those straight stitches in there. Okay, and now what we can do is just stitch the satin over the top. So in exactly the same way as you would stitch satin stitch normally, or if you did it before, if you followed my other tutorial for satin stitch. So I like to leave gaps between the stitches and then fill them in. And with this one, it's just a bit more padded. It does what it says on the tin, really, this stitch. It's as simple as that. Nothing too complicated about it. You're just hiding that extra stitching underneath just to get more of a raised effect on a satin stitch. Sometimes I do end up getting more of a padded effect than I wanted to, and I've added some extra satin stitches in on my standard stitch, just covering up my mistakes. But this one's definitely intentional. And hopefully we'll get that nice shine on the stitches, which is what we want. I'll pop some more tips and advice about thread and things. You've got the Modern Embroidery Handbook. There's lots and lots of information in there. But I'll make sure that there's links to this on my website and on my YouTube channel as well. And put one more stitch in at the bottom because that's pretty much covered, I think. But you can see that the satin stitch has got more of a sort of curved effect at the top. And it's really nice. So if you want that extra sort of padded texture, definitely worth giving this stitch a go. That's padded satin.